welcome to the show, man.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
So, we're gonna jump through a bunch of stuff. We'll show the fights, we'll talk about that, kind of get a little more your play-by-play on that. Before we get into it, I kind of like to hear a little bit about the story since this is your first time being on the pod. But so what's the short story as far as, what got you into fighting?
I did karate for a long time when I was younger, and I don't know, kicking people's always been cool to me. So
Yeah, you can kick flip, you can kick face, it's pretty fun.
yeah.
So in karate, did you do anything? What age did you start, do you remember?
I started in 3rd grade. I started before that, but it was at some taekwondo or something kind of stupid. But I started taking it seriously in 3rd grade. I did it for like 10 years, a long time.
Do you remember, that makes some sense. Do you remember what style of karate it was?
Goju-ryu.
Goju-ryu? Okay, so I'm a little bit familiar with Kyokushin. What's up with Goju-ryu? What's that about?
It's pretty close to Kyokushin. It's pretty it's what the old Karate Kid movies, that's what they were doing in it. Goju-ryu, the whole big.
And did you get into it because of the karate movies, or did your parents just need a place to put you because you had energy?
Yeah, I just had energy and I didn't like playing soccer. So I did that.
Long ago, nobody knows this, but my parents threw me a taekwondo thing because they're like, what's the cheapest activity thing? They're basically looking for daycare, and I guess the taekwondo had some sort of something that made it cheap. But I was just a crazy little kid running around there beating everybody up, and they're like, no, we don't fight here. We stand and do horse punches and horse stance punches. I was putting everybody up. And then they got me into wrestling.
Yeah.
And went from there. But no, it's pretty good. Do you feel that any of your karate carries over to today? Like footwork, timing, anything?
I used to rely heavy on my karate footwork with the in and out, and I still do kind of when I go for the pull counter. I don't step, I jump back. But I had to kind of cut a lot of it out, standing sideways. But I still throw my kicks if I was doing karate. That's how I throw my kicks back when I was younger.
Yeah. So I would take out the standing sideways and make sure you vulnerable, bad for wrestling, bad for checking kicks. Now that because they get away with it because they're not checking kicks.
Yeah.
So we see that the in and out is good. You just want to be leaping everywhere. You don't feel like a fencer. But the in and out is good. You see a lot of karate guys actually give other people a hard time. Like Machida was the obvious example. He made a lot of guys have a real hard time because even if you're a high-level Thai boxer and you spar high-level Thai boxer all the time, obviously it's a challenge, but you get used to that style. Then someone comes with a different style. When you're newer, people that flinch a lot, like Wes and Zach, you'd be like, oh man, I'm better at striking, but next thing you know, you're taking some jabs in the face because it's so flinchy, it's so different, you gotta get used to it. So it's nice to have this switch where you can kind of oh, let's go Thai boxing, oh, let's throw some karate in here. And so I wouldn't say lose it all.
Yeah.
You can keep the weapons, pretty good. Okay, so how did you get from karate and MMA? When did that start happening?
I'd say a couple of years ago, I started hanging out with my buddies that I bring in, and they've always been into the fighting thing.
Yeah.
So they just got me in the backyard with the gloves a little bit. Just started doing that. And at the beginning of this year, I decided I wanted to start trying to take it a little more seriously.
Is there any footage from the backyard stuff?
Yeah, there's always footage from the backyard stuff.
If you ever get any of that kind of stuff, send it my way. I can find its way on the channel or edit it in. Did you watch any of that Kimbo Slice kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we grew up on that. But back in the day, I could do all my idiot young guy stuff without cameras in my face everywhere all the time. So we kind of benefited from that. But who knows? Maybe if I had a camera in my face, we would have went the Kimbo Slice route.
That's why camera did it. The camera was in his face all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, going forward, taking it seriously, why? Let's leave it there.
Why do I want to fight?
Why to take it seriously? It's just that you like it so much, or you see that you have potential, things are kind of working out. What is the thing?
I happen to be kind of good at it, but I have a lot of fun doing it. It's just mainly fun. It's fun.
Yeah. I think the best advice I can give anybody at any age is to lean into the things that you enjoy. Because this day and age, I feel like we're competing at a national level because everything's on the internet. If I put a video up, everybody around the world's putting a video, who's gonna watch what? So it's very competitive. You have to be good at whatever you're putting out there. And so to get good, you have to like what you're doing. And there also needs to be a natural knack, which is there. But when the world, I talked to a lot of young folks, and they're like, man, AI is taking all the jobs, where do we even go? Like, if you go spend 4 years chasing some job at a university, is AI going to have that job by the time you graduate? And so I would say maybe look into jobs that AI can't obviously take. And there's more money and opportunities in fighting now than when I was young.
Yeah.
When I did it, people didn't say, oh, you're dumb because it's a high risk sport. That was part of it. But they said, oh, you're dumb, there's no money here. And so when I had my first fight, it was around the time that Randy Couture took a fight against Chuck Liddell. And it was a big deal because I think the highest purse, they had $5 million to show up, $5 million to win, so it's 5 and 5. And people were like, okay, MMA is starting to make a little bit of money. But the next guy down there was like 100,000 and the next guy down was 50 and 50, and then everybody else was like 5,000 and 5,000. So imagine if you're busy, you're fighting maybe 3 times a year, you're getting 5 plus 5, 10 grand is nothing. There's nothing back then, it's nothing now.
Yeah.
Money's a little bit better now. People like Sean O'Malley have showed that there's a lot of ways to make money even outside the fight. He probably makes more money on socials and promotions and things like that.
He's big on YouTube.
A lot of opportunities. I was actually, I feel like a little bit ahead of my everybody else that kind of trained and followed me, because after my first fight, they put me on a poster. And so I took that poster and I ran all around downtown, Chapel Hill, etc., walking in shops and this and that. And, hey, I'm the local guy, I got a fight coming up, you want to sponsor, you want this, you want that? That was, I'm literally walking around now with social media, you could do a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
And I was very limited by financials, so I only fought 3 times. But I signed up for a bunch of stuff. I'd say 1 out of 3 things would happen because someone would get hurt or some bullshit would happen. And so I had less fights, but also I wasn't able to travel to Kentucky, Virginia, South Carolina, etc. because it just, you broke. You're like, yo, I can make it there, but now I got no food to train and stuff. And so if you can find a way to kind of make some money happen out of it, you'll have a much smoother experience, you get more opportunities. Won't be limited by that.
Yeah.
Because when we fought, a promoter would get you a hotel, and you're like, oh, free hotel, awesome. But in amateur, you get nothing for that because amateur. But I would still get sponsors, and then after that, people, rich dudes would want to train with you. Like, oh, I saw you in the fight. You whooped that guy's ass. I want to train with you. And so you do one-on-ones and privates and things like that, and make it happen. But now, man, you can do get like some hair product or something. Lean into whatever you got. Whatever you skateboards and this and that. There's probably a big crossover. People that are interested in skateboarding, interested in fighting. What fighter right now is even talking about skate?
Very few.
Who is like Adesanya saying anything?
Nah.
He's like anime, right?
No big like some prospects that talk about skating.
So
no big.
If you got big, you could easily take that kind of area and lean into that. That would be huge.
Yeah.
Tons of that. All right. Anything else you want to jump into about the story? You want to get into the fights?
We go look at the fights.
All right. Give me 1 second. Get around.
I had some jitters this day. I
Yeah.
didn't want to do this
Why not?
because I knew it was gonna be dead, and I just knew he was gonna take me down.
You didn't feel that you could just keep the jab and keeping the distance?
Nah, cause I'm usually really calm, but I got super excited here, and I wanted to hit him really bad. I was overcommitting on like most of my shots.
And that is why we do the mock fights, because you'll feel that way in a real fight. But let's learn that here, and let's figure that out here. Learn how to kind of pace and control and not overcommit. I was working with him to try to get him connecting his hands and his feet. He had good hand combinations, he had good kicks, but he never put them together.
Yeah,
and so
it's both great, but he doesn't put it together, and that's why I can interrupt him a lot.
I was wondering if this was after I had finally hounded him enough to put things together. But I tell people your hit rate, if you just throw a kick, the chance of me countering is like 90%. But if you put some hands in my face and then throw a kick, your kick's gonna start landing a lot more. So keep talking, how we feeling here? What's the game plan? What are you thinking?
I'm like, when is he gonna shoot? That's what I was thinking. I was just
Yeah.
waiting. That's why I'm not letting my hands go. I'm not throwing any kicks. I'm waiting for him to shoot.
If you're worried about a guy shooting on you, you might want to bait him into doing
Just
it.
force him
Because I'm
to
like,
do that.
I'd rather you just get at it.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way, so I don't have to know like when is it coming. And so you could even fake your own shot and he'll go, what the hell? And he'll go into his. You just want counters ready, and that would be a good way to fatigue a wrestler out. It's so much easier to defend a shot that you know is coming. So all right, first takedown.
I was looking for the arm right here. That's why he stands up. I almost get it because I have his head, and then I get his arm right here. I didn't have his head control. Like I started going too fast, but he got up. He got scared.
One hand on the hand, one hand on the collar control.
Yeah.
Very difficult to get these with those thick ass shin guards on there, so not the easiest thing. But if you're so dangerous off your back, that makes him think twice about shooting in.
I used to keep my hands out a lot though.
Thinking about that wrestling shot, yeah. What we want to do is use our footwork and our hips to defend the shot and not have to reach and get the underhook as much.
I definitely feel like with the circling drills and when I do it more, whenever people shoot and I get out just by like circling, yeah, I can definitely feel it rather than like all the effort of having to like stuff it.
If you ask a bunch of amateurs what is the defense of the double leg, they'll all say sprawl, and that's like 4 things down the list. Just moving out of the way is big.
I always try to make sprawling the last thing I do just because
it's a big commitment.
It's a lot of energy.
It's a lot of energy, big commitment too. Yep. So here, when you're sitting up like that, I really want you to always have a hand up and protect your face. He's being nice and not swinging at the head. When I spar with you guys, I'm always swinging when you sit up and stuff. I'll let you get up and
so
swing.
I need to like have a hand up when I'm scooting, okay.
Some guy will jump on you with a front headlock and give you hell. So also the hand up there is good. Or someone will just kick you in the head or throw an uppercut or something. But keep them hands up. Or at least keep one hand up. If you want one hand down for the takedown, other hand up, so you can kind of switch sides on the blocking.
Yeah, I was just overcommitting on every shot. Just one thing to do.
Yeah.
I remember this one a lot.
No, it's good. It's good to have that kind of competitiveness. My job is, okay, are we going to see injuries? I don't really think so. Try to keep the head trauma controlled, etc.
My corner was lacking a little bit though. They didn't really know what to tell me, just because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at this level, typically I think I was just editing here that looped it, but really it's just hide your eyebrows, keep your hands up, look at the chest to keep the chin down, and just circle and move, and just not swing for the fences on everything. Just like you said with saving energy, throw some. If every shot is power, man, it's a lot of energy. So jab, jab, jab. You see something good, then you bite on it. Get them off balance, and then bite on it.
That's what I try to do it because I don't have much power in my hand, so just try to poke.
Yeah, you can paint it, train it.
Well, I think I hit hard enough, but it's not like I'm not like I hit super hard or anything.
Yeah. What do you weigh right now if you're on a scale today?
65.
65 and 55. So it's decent power for 55. And I would say, were you the one to tell me that you think they're adding head kicks into North Carolina Amateur?
No.
Somebody was talking about that. I didn't look that up.
Yeah, that's true.
But you think this way. As far as I know, no head kicks in North Carolina Amateur, so you better have other weapons.
I'm gonna do that UBG thing with the gear, so I can kick him in his head, but I just won't knock him out, and then I'll go to South Carolina when I'm not scared. Like I just gotta get those little jitters out the way.
They were all over Shay's butt about hitting hard, so I feel like that's gonna be frustrating to you.
I feel like I'm not gonna hit him too. He says as long as I don't knock him out, so because I've seen my friend did one of those fights, and he had kicked the kid, and the kid just kind of was staying there, and they just stopped it. Like he was hurting him, he just didn't knock him out. It's just a little different with Shay. She hits hard.
I think maybe they're more protective of the girls.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see the cute girls get beat up.
Yeah, it's gonna make them look bad.
Alright, so good, nice counter and back. I like it.
Yeah, I was just too jittery. I didn't know what he was gonna do. That he's very unpredictable.
That's what's nice about being a wrestler is you get to choose. So for me, if I'm standing up, everything's going great. Okay, we stand. And if I'm not having a great time standing, guess what? We're going somewhere else.
And that's how it went. Whenever I did like a big body shot, big leg kick, he was gonna take me down.
Yeah, just to kind of remind, okay, you want to do a combo? All right, let me get some points on the board.
Because every time I wasn't being nice. Every time he took me down, I did hit him harder. But I did it to everyone though.
Yeah.
And that was a good takedown. That helped me a lot watching that takedown back because he had clinched me. I was just standing there like this and just standing so tall and he took me down.
A lot of people freeze up if you can make them turtle, step off and throw your strikes.
I watched that one back a lot. That was a good takedown.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. There's no defense at all.
Yeah. One of the big purposes of watching all these videos is that as we kind of go through seeing that evolution, it's gonna be fun. Or we just stare at Marco's back the entire time. Gotta do some of this. Alright. It's probably good to say this. Alright, so back to the feet. Turtling up, what's happening?
I'm tired. I was tired right here.
Yeah.
I'm really tired.
Alright, that's ending the second round. We need to get Joe back in the mix. He's in school right now.
Yeah. He comes every other Friday? Something like that?
Yeah, it's on the schedule.
Yeah, I be seeing the decline. He needs to come. I be seeing it.
He can do a little CrossFit. He's like, yeah, coach, get it. I'm like, all right, man.
He be sparing me not shooting for takedowns, but when we're standing and I'm cutting the angles, I see it. He's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But school's been for it.
No, I get it. Let's see who's up there. Marco just telling crack people. Yeah. So, I'm thinking about moving the show.
Yeah.
I need to float around. I was gonna do it, like spar in different gyms and kind of, network a little bit more.
You got it. The hometown, they do that thing like at least once a month where they get everybody linked up. Or one of those ones that's like right by
Or something.
It's by 5 foot. The elevate's in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in Raleigh. It's like ducked off, but they always do like a thing, and a bunch of people come to it.
The Eileen was telling me about it. That was right when that was cracked. So I'm gonna get the cardio up a little bit. I'm gonna get elbow pad. I'm gonna get right in there, kind of for my own sparring, but also looking for any spot that has like a full cage or ring or something good. We can go MMA in the ring. That's fine with me. That's how they used to do it back in the day. I wonder if UFC was the one that was the first one that was in the cage, or maybe Brazil Valley too was doing that.
I wonder.
But half my job is just keeping you guys in balance, which sucks.
Yeah, there isn't anywhere with a cage that I know of.
Shocking.
A complete cage.
Yeah. Does Jawbreaker have? Is that a gym or are they just a fight production?
I don't even know.
Yeah. Look out through this. You're looking off screen.
Yeah, I'm just on screen. I was really tired. Just mad at me.
Cardio. Cardio is king, man. At this level, if you can keep your chin down and your hands up, unless you get caught in something like just putting your arm out there and getting your arm ripped off an arm bar, cardio is going to be huge.
I'd say my cardio felt the worst in this one.
Probably.
How do you improve cardio other than running? Like, what do you do?
So I would say 90% of your fight cardio should come from fighting.
What do you say that?
So not just sparring, but drills. Because a lot of times in sparring, I can cruise. In drills, it's literally, okay, let me put you in a situation, 1 minute of intense wrestling or something like that. Or let's say we're focused on a fight coming up. I'll do a 3-minute round thing with you, but each minute you get a new guy. That'll get you right. Or we start you on the bottom every time. Or I start the guys knee deep in a double leg on you every time. And as soon as they get out, new guy in. And on and on and on and on. Eventually, it'll be a month of you hating your life. And at the end of the month, nobody can take you down.
Yeah.
So when I was going to one of the Raleigh gyms back in the day, that's what we did. So we literally put me in side control bottom, and as soon as I get out, new guy. As soon as I get out, new guy. And so it's just, you just get completely just smashed for how long? And by the end of the month, literally nobody in the entire gym with black belts and everybody could keep me on bottom. And they weren't being nice to me.
Yeah.
And then once you get good at that, okay, well guess what? Next week is mountain. And then on and on and on and on. But there's nothing that gives you confidence like that, because when you walk to the fight, you're like, if I get taken down, I know I will get up. I'm not worried about it. So then you can finally bang again.
Yeah, that's the only thing that keeps me from like just jumping in a fight now. Because like if they take me down, like I might get up once.
And there are a lot of wrestlers. Every high school's pumping out new wrestlers all the time. And
That's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say 1 year of high school wrestling would probably take out 90% of jiu-jitsu people that are competing. They might not choke them out, but you just be on the bottom and be useless the whole time. All right. So the first fight was a wrap. We saw a lot of takedowns. The stand-up was there. Do you want to do the Marco fight or skip it?
We could skip it. It's just a little kickboxing.
Yeah, you guys go back and forth. We get it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of evolution because it's in the same day.
That was the
This
same
is the
thing.
Daniel fight. All right. So here we go.
This was the most fun I had at the mock fights.
So you did mock fights 2, had 2 fights there. You went there for the first one. This is mock fights 3.
Yeah.
A little bit better with the camera job, I'd say.
Yeah. Only if you would have had it in like how you had it Friday.
Yeah, the reason why the camera is over here is because this was closer to the Wi-Fi, and then he got a something that spreads it. Ooh, that was a big leg kick there. What happened?
I just didn't have my slide on my leg. It wasn't the impact. He just kind of like swept it.
Yeah, the timing.
Yeah, it was good.
I almost wondered if that was gonna go down.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I kicked in his head right there. I don't hit it.
Yeah, hopefully this improves. There we go.
But yeah, I noticed I'm a lot calmer here.
Speaking of the Wi-Fi situation, the Wi-Fi went out at the fights this Friday. But luckily I was recording and the Wi-Fi was the backup for the stream, so just in case. But yeah, I could have easily missed a bunch of, because I'm like, why is it not red?
Yeah.
Can't trust that Wi-Fi there. But now I got my camera set up and it's working. So I'm gonna cut out of this a little bit just for. I think mock fights 3, I was less apprehensive to pushing people forward and keeping you guys in bounds because every time there was a ton of push someone in, you're so close to striking range that I would have just shoved someone into a punch. So we went with the cones.
That was his first shot there. That was good. I wasn't ready.
You went straight to sprawl, no footwork, didn't.
Yeah, there's nothing there to start there.
Yeah. Now from here, when you're tripod, you can go hands heavy and just shake your butt.
I really thought he was gonna fall.
You gotta make him fall. So you gotta just little shake, just like that, and he'll slip off, especially in the boxing gloves. Doesn't take a ton of energy from you, but it does take a lot of energy.
I don't want to do it anymore in the boxing gloves because I do feel like it's not fair. Like maybe he could have submitted me if he didn't have the boxing gloves on. Like maybe.
True. I actually want to ask him in the Shea fight if the boxing glove was the limiting factor.
He wants to run. He wants to run it back with his fingers. He's telling me at the bar.
So they were. Wasn't he in MMA gloves though, or was he small?
Well, against Shea.
Against Shea.
He
he was
at the 8 ounce gloves.
Yeah. So then what's the thing?
Well, he wants to fight me with.
You with it? Okay. Yeah. It's definitely different, and so people have to train with it more. I tell people MMA gloves is like a gi for the hands. Because if I'm super sweaty and you go for something I can pull out, you go for armor on me, I'm sweaty, I can pull right out. But if I have a gi, I can't pull out anymore because you have the grips.
Yeah.
The glove is the same way, so as soon as you pull, that glove gets caught.
He's got my back here, my corner's not telling me anything. I'm saying that on the ground. I'm saying my corner isn't telling me anything. Yeah. I'm just sitting there. Denby's just watching.
Yeah, I gotta work on the corner. I really haven't.
I feel like I do pretty good in the corner until they get like taken out. But I be saying the right things, like fight the hands, like that's real, like fight the hands.
Yeah, fight the hands is 90% of the grappling, to be honest. If someone's on your neck or doing a foot lock or anything like that, if you just get in their hands, it's so hard to choke you with one arm.
That's how I like stop a lot of the submissions or stand up, just fighting the hands. Mm-hmm. Like, cause it's just an instinct for me, cause I didn't know I was gonna taught anything.
Yeah, so fighting the hands is really good for the grappling. There's a lot of reasons why a lot of corners have a striking coach and jiu-jitsu coach. When it hits the ground, striking coach shuts up and jiu-jitsu gets in there.
And that makes sense. That's how I feel. Like everybody starts laughing as soon as the fight goes in the ground and I'm in the corner. Because what am I gonna say? Get up.
Yeah, the guy on the ground probably knows more, and so you're like, yeah, they'll figure it out. But my expectations basically is if I haven't taught it, I don't expect people to have it, and so I haven't had a lot of opportunities to coach cornering. And here you'd think there'd be more opportunities, but I'm busy reffing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna have Jared do some reffing if it's
I can ref.
Basically, I want you to do what I would want.
Because I'm pretty big on the power. Because they be hitting each other hard. I don't like it. I'm always in the background like they're cracking.
I know. I edited things like you back there like
yeah. They're always cracking.
Yeah, you need to bring down a touch.
My cardio felt really good. You said I looked tired here, but I felt really good this night. Like I wasn't tired.
You need to move it.
Yeah,
hands love not moving.
I just landed Superman punch head kick off camera, of course. But
I don't know if it landed.
It was beautiful. For a long time. It was beautiful. I remember my foot impact on his chin, and he was like.
And yet he's on your back, so it kind of looks tired.
I got taken down. That's what happens. That's the game.
Have you tried to get taken down?
You know, I was doing the right things here, though. Maybe.
Like turtling up and getting punched in the back of the head. You have to remember, an amateur, if he made a big flurry, a lot of refs will panic and stop it.
Because like even if I'm defending myself. Yeah,
so that's not a defense. That's survival, is not defense. Because the ref will say, no coach ever taught you to turtle up and cover up. You have to be showing that you're trying to improve your position. Even if you're eating punches in the face, if you're making moves and moving around, you know, but a ref could stop this right here.
He got the choke right there, though. Mm-hmm. But like,
I want this guy to come back this wrestler. I don't remember. I got him in my phone. Yeah. He's in my phone. I don't remember what Jimmy is. But I saw him show up. He's at LA all in Durham. Yeah.
Yeah, they, Daniel and
I'm not about all this travel too much, but like I said, so we're moving the mock fights. I think the next one will be at Fight Flow, and then from that time I'll start to bounce around a little.
You gotta get with Josh on the grappling tournament thing.
He's never gonna do it.
He will though. He will. He was talking about it.
I've been telling him to do it for 3 months now. Actually, I told him to do it the first time since the mock fight 4, so it's been 4 months. I've been telling him to do it. I'm just like, dude, literally, the second, I'm so mad at him from dropping the fight, I can feel it. But, woo! But yeah, the day I put it in, I was like, oh, you should do something, I'm doing the last Friday of the month, you should do the second Friday of the month. And it would just be like this, just on the gray mat, just organize it, make a bracket, whatever.
Yeah, I want to, cause I want to do that. I want to get involved in that.
People have the same adrenaline rush, whether it's a jiu-jitsu tournament or MMA fight or whatever. And a lot of guys that competed when they came back from the jiu-jitsu tournaments, they were saying, "Oh man, the adrenaline dump got me," or "Oh, it felt so different," or "Oh, I saw everything." You can train that and make it comfy. And there's a lot of dumb stuff that happens in a fight. Like with Daniel and Shay, he thought she tapped and he let go.
Yes, I did see that.
I didn't touch him. You don't stop the fight. I stop the fight, right? And so it's a good opportunity because he learns that here, he won't do that in his actual fights, which is good. But here we go. So we're wrapping up the third round, I think.
Yeah, I just landed that big body shot, the little slip.
That on Shay. First off, you controlled it real well.
That was so. I was watching it. It was just like so sweet, so sweet.
One of the other guys was filming, and he probably has better angles and better films because he's on the camera the whole fight. If his stuff is better, he might end up replacing my filming efforts. But
I want to kickbox him just so he can get in.
I think the angle on that slip body shot is cool.
Yeah, it was pretty. Because you just jabbed me in my face twice. I defended all the takedowns this round.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't tired. Third round was good. No, he was really tired. That's why I was like just letting go.
Yeah, he was been wrestling you for 3 rounds and you just went your back resting. I thought that was a strategy. You're trying to style off a little bit, try to get a little back. So good fight for him, good fight for you. This was good to see.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm gonna give him his rematch. I want West too. I really want to fight West.
You gotta set the wrestling up because he's just gonna hump you.
He's not gonna get me.
He'll be more aggressive than hump you.
He can do it. I think I can stuff it.
You can't just stuff. You have to stuff and then go somewhere.
I think if I stop like 2 or 3 takedowns, he won't happen anymore. I could just piece him up for like rounds.
I'm trying to tell these wrestlers, you need to mentally and cardio wise have it in your mind that you need to know. Don't think I'm going to shoot one takedown and get it, because if they have that mindset, they shoot one, they go for it, and at least I've done this angle. Let me just cut it.
Your head's huge, bro.
It's because I got brains in there. But if you think, oh, I'm going to shoot it and get it and be on top the entire time, and you miss that one shot, they just mentally and emotionally get crushed and they go, oh no, I'm stuck in a bad fight. I see that happen to a lot of people that I mentioned. Go in there expecting to shoot 3 times, at least. Like full effort, full in there, go for it, every round. And if you don't have the cardio to do that, then we need to talk about it. But let's get this going.
I really want to fight Tanner.
First things first, did you notice the picture I put on the YouTube thumbnails?
Yeah.
Did you notice all the errors and problems? And yeah, I just went to AI and I was like, yo, make me a poster. And I didn't edit it.
See, that's movement. See, if I do that to Wes, that'll work, right? I'll get back up.
That was good, kind of level 1, but you only went straight back. She was turning you. I was
trying to get her back.
Yeah?
That's why I did that.
I'll show you how to block the arms. There's a way to get her arms off your legs so you can go over.
If I would have had if I would have had an underhook, maybe would that have done anything?
Over top.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you go under, my arm is still free to reach. If you go over top, I can't reach. When you're sprawling on little people, be very careful about putting your weight on them. It's a very iffy shoulder position for them, and I haven't had enough time.
That's why I just stood there, because I wasn't going to sprawl, but I was going to take it down.
Yeah. I would say when you sprawl, just be knee heavy, which I tell people not to do. Otherwise, good underhook there.
I do that to Eric too. That Zach taught me that.
Gotta get that leg out.
I got to crouch, boom.
I saw the wheels turn and trying to do
that.
No,
because I'd be thinking that I get confused sometimes.
Yeah.
She was teeping me a lot, and that shit hurt.
Her teeth was good?
It was hurting. She told me she could tell it was hurting me too.
Now look at that last exchange, straight back again. Yeah. So you can go back a little bit, but then circle. Whether it's just striking or grappling, you can go back a step or 2. She was so mad about these. I did a podcast.
So mad.
Yeah.
You gotta help me with my shot, because when I'm in there, like I can do the shot when I'm just wrestling, but when I'm there, I won't drop down to my knee.
Drills. Those little baby drills where you're just doing the lunges, going up and down the line. You do those drills so much that you don't have to think about it, your leg will just do it. But I've dropped the Tuesday, Thursday classes. That's not me anymore.
What do you mean?
So I was thinking about dropping it for a while because it's a hard time. It's a lot for me to get there. I've even been like late a little bit, which I'm like never late to anything. But I'm probably gonna be more busy 9 to 5, Monday through Friday stuff, and so making that class is rough. And it's a hard time slot for me to make, it's a hard time slot for people to make, so most people end up rolling at 6 to a 5:30 class, and then like half the class is beginners, half the class are people that fight, and so it's been a bit of a mess. But I think the new coach, Anthony's picking it up, and it's going to go back to Thai boxing.
So are they sparring?
So I don't know, when I was told about the class, he told me Tuesday sparring, just, you know, make sure people don't take anybody's heads off. And then Thursday was more of a stand-up kind of thing. And so I don't know if he's going to change that or just have it go to Thai boxing, just Thai boxing all the time. I went to one of Anthony's classes, and yeah, it was fine, just whatever. He did a lot of basic fundamental
Yeah,
stuff.
it's just because a lot of beginners in the class, just basics.
Yeah.
So I haven't really got to see him teach a real class. Anytime I see him teach, it's like 4 or 5 people, and 4 of them are beginners.
Yeah. There's a lot of basic stuff that needs to be covered. So what I've seen the most success at a lot of gyms is 6 to 7 for just talking evening now. 6 to 7 should be beginner, or call it foundations or fundamental, or it's beginner. Throw a punch, straight punches, this and that. 7 to 9 needs to be intermediate. And now if an advanced guy wants to show up to the beginner, he either helps or you kind of tighten up some things. But we don't have that here, and so it becomes a big gap, whether it's jiu-jitsu or striking. So talk to me, what's going on here?
Fighting. I'm trying to see if we missed that one, but I know she hits me like hard like 3 times in a row.
Which ones?
It was a leg kick, and then she comes with that head kick when I start like stumbling a little bit because she caught me off balance.
I'm glad you got that throwback. I'm wondering where you learned that.
You taught me that.
That's something I do.
That's the one with the sit down one. That was the first thing you taught me when
The
I first ever came. Yeah, that was my first day.
So in jiu-jitsu, I teach the back heel thing. If you want to wrestle, obviously you're not here, but if you want to wrestle, there's a way to make that to a massive slam, like Rampage style. I'll show you that one.
So up here.
I saw that. It was beautiful.
It's because Daniel kept doing it too.
If they lean forward, the uppercut's there. And if you throw a lot of uppercuts, you scare them out of the shot because they're like, well, I don't want to shoot you.
So what's that starting next week? You're not doing Tuesday, Thursdays?
Yeah. 2 Thursdays out.
Okay. Just Fridays?
Just Fridays, as of right now. I'll probably end up doing more like one-on-one stuff. I don't know if you've seen the green out here. I like to do stuff out there. Anybody that I met in Fight Flow, I'll probably do private lessons with them at Fight Flow. Well, not probably, I just will. But as I network out and meet more gyms and do a little more internet stuff, I'm trying to keep it around this building so I can be on bubble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stop by and see if the sparring is any good. I do always like to spar twice a week right now, just because like that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty good. I think Thursdays was kind of rough because people didn't want to go hard on Thursday because they knew Friday was coming. So I figured out. So I was telling her that she needs to do this leg hook here, the one that I usually do, where my heel hooks your heel over there.
And when she shoots for takedowns, her hands are always too high on my legs. That's why I don't go down here.
It doesn't sink. Yeah.
That was such a
Good timing.
That was good timing. Yeah.
If your timing is good, whether you set it with your hands or you wait for their hands,
That's how you take everyone down. It's just timing.
the timing is more important than the shot. We can clean up a dirty shot.
And
Now, of course, you have boxing gloves in. You want to go same side hand to grab the wrist. I need to show some guillotine defenses. That might be next week for MMA Friday.
That's what getting taken down so much has done for me. That like my timing the shot, like I just like I can see like that's probably when I would get taken down. So it's usually off a right hand that somebody really wants to hit. It's the best one.
It goes both ways, yeah. So if you ever want to get good at defending something, start using it as your attack, and then it might just end up in the toolbox. Shay specifically requested I kept this angle, no joke. We talked about it today. Daniel kind of goes into talking about that penetration. What was happening is she wasn't penetrating in her shot, and so she'd hit you like a brick wall and get stuck.
Yeah, like you said, how my legs weren't moving. Yeah.
She's never well. No, she came in, she spent the entire podcast talking about how she started doing squats after what we talked about. She's like, what should I add? I was like, 3 times a week, 1 push, 1 pull, and squat. And she came back and she's like, what do you think? I was like, Shay, I think that might be the thumbnail on every fight, even if she's not in it.
I was so tired. Yeah. That was like the first time you catch me looking at the clock like I'm trying to get out of there. Shay broke me.
We need a big clock that people can look and see at. I'm over here holding it in my hand like
dude, you're over there, I'm like looking, I'm like how much more?
I was telling everybody halfway 1 minute, 15 seconds, 10 seconds.
Oh, then she probably just kicked me in my leg. That won't hurt. And then she did that. So I was sick. I was sick when she did that. I kicked her kind of hard in the leg. But
it's okay. We call that a physical education.
But I was still very nice because she kicked me in the leg. That was the hardest I've been hit like in a couple weeks. She kicked me pretty hard.
Her shin guard is super thin. Is part of it.
Nah, yeah.
They're also half height that they should be. I think she lets him slip
It
down.
just felt like her leg.
I know.
She did that head kick. I was like, yeah, if that would have landed, I might have been on the ground. I would have laid out.
Yeah. Was that close at all?
Nah, I'm too tall.
I figured out the size thing.
But she did stand up though.
Dude, that hip toss.
That was so funny.
I want to talk to him. I want to ask how close his chokes were. Like, was he going full on him, or
I
was
think
he
he
going
had.
half?
I think he had that choke, and that's why he stopped. Because that's probably why he thought she tapped. I think it looked in. It looked pretty in.
She was gurgling on some of the guillotines and the other stuff, but could have been. I almost wonder if he had something and let it go.
And my corner told me to stand and guillotine her, but I didn't want to because they said every time she shot, her head was just right there. I should just stand and guillotine her.
I went for it. Yeah.
That's lame.
Yeah. Not the easiest thing to do with boxing gloves you can here.
It's happening.
Did you have any worry about this?
Nah.
Yeah, it didn't look like much.
And after rewatching it, I was like, yeah, it definitely was good. But like, because when she gets something, she'll just hold on to it so hard, like she's got it.
Yeah.
And that was the only reason I was like even a little worried. She's just holding on. This is really funny.
We need to talk about this.
What is this? Explain this to me. What do I do here?
That is actually a sweep. And so for when you fall back, the cage was there, so you're kind of screwed. But if I know I'm going to fall back to my back or to my ass, I will flip over and go belly down and almost cartwheel out of it.
So if she's holding my, like I just can't get out. Like I thought I could just, I thought I was just going to pull my foot out.
If you have a good forward posture, you stuff it before it happens. But once you're going, you're going. And so you kind of fall and turn belly down.
Yeah.
Because if I twist, they can't get on top of me. If I fall on my butt, she can sit up in the mount and sit on my chest. So boom, I'm glad she blocked that one.
That uppercut, I felt bad there. I think that's probably what busted her lip. I might really quick on that one.
She was kind of leaning into it, yeah. I'm like, when I was, during the interview, when I saw the blood on the lip, I was like, do I hit the side or clean up? Or like, is jogging me much of hate?
No, she's cracking me.
Look at that.
It was so cute.
What sucks is the camera angle. I like how you get a tiny uppercut, surprise her, and then go straight into the double. That was good. So like I said with Devin, mixing hands and feet, now right here we're mixing hands and takedowns. That's how it is. MMA, you gotta mix it all up.
The more I've been mixing my takedowns up, I've been losing my kicks sometimes. Like I'm so like throwing combos and finishing with a leg kick. I'm just thinking about takedown all the time.
Yeah.
But that slip, I felt really so controlled.
But that's what makes the takedowns hit, is because they think your kick is coming.
Yeah.
So we went from just blasting head kicks all the time to using hands instead of head kicks, using hands at angles instead of head
She
kicks.
thought I was bleeding. That's why she came over. She's like, "Are you bleeding? Were you bleeding?"
It's like, no, this is your blood.
And I took out her mouthpiece. I was like, "Bro, you're cooked. You're leaked."
Yeah.
No, yeah, she swore I was bleeding.
So we seen the fights, looking good.
The cold plunge. Explain
Oh, yeah, cold plunge.
What's the
So-
benefit of a cold plunge?
I can talk to you guys about cold plunge. Very exciting stuff. So as far as like how is it useful for you today, if somebody has like one boo-boo, okay, I whacked my knee, the shin guard didn't cover it, put a bag of ice on it, okay, we'll be all right. Or ice massage, you can just grab an ice cube with a towel and just kind of rub it on the area of whatever, basic. If you have like three things going on, you're like, man, the elbow's cracked, my hip's doing a thing, my knee's this, my neck's kind of, at that point, just throwing you in the ice is the way to go, unless you want to have like 10 packs in you all over the place. So that's just the basic anti-inflammatory, anti-pain. We've been learning a lot more about how pain meds mess everybody up, even though we knew this from like 100 years ago or whatever. So I don't want people on pain meds is, if it is ever avoidable, if you're all in so much agony, okay, there's a time and place for it. But other than that, if I can mitigate pain and problems with something as simple and cheap as ice, that you're not going to be addicted to ice, you're not going to get a problem with ice, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of people, we've learned a lot from like pro wrestling teams where we hear about some pro wrestling guy get addicted to drugs and then eventually ODing and dying and all these problems happen. A lot of it starts with pain meds.
Yeah.
And so if we're hitting it hard, you know, let's teach our athletes about ice.
Am I just young? I don't know anything about stuff like that.
Yeah, when you're 20, you get away with everything. Then 30 happens and you're like, oh, and then one day you blink and you can see half as far as you. So you just wake up one day and be like, oh, what is the, what time does it say on the thing? There's a reason why I'm holding the clock. Because if I leave the clock over where the stuff is, I can't read it.
That's why you're constantly asking, what's the time? What's the time?
If you corner somebody, one of the best things of advice you can get is the clock too. If you don't know what to say, check the time.
Yeah.
Because for me, I would always pace it. I like to know when it's 2 minutes and 1 minute and 1.5 and this and that. If you don't know what to say, check the clock, because I always pace myself based on that. And when you get in there, it's so easy to kind of lose yourself. You don't even know where your corner is. You don't even know what the time is. And what round is it? Like all that stuff. But anyway, so back to ice. So the first thing you think about is just inflammation. Okay, let's get the pain out of there. Let's get you moving a little bit. Ice has been shown to bring white blood cells into an area and then starts the healing process faster. So let's say you smash your knee into a brick wall. Do you want your knee to feel better in a week or 2 weeks, or you want your knee to feel better in half a week?
Half a week.
Right, so ice can help us get there. There's other things we can do. But, so that. Now, for mood, it's amazing. I've never been on like a mood medicine or SSRI or anything like that, but one of the top things in your age group, my age group, older people, everybody, is everybody's depressed, everyone's got all these problems. And when you get out of an ice bath, or even while you're in it, it feels like what those meds probably feel like if they worked. You get this massive boost of dopamine, adrenaline, and you're just like, because half the time you're saying like, this is so dumb, it's funny, and so you're laughing about it. But like when you get out of there, you can't be in a bad mood. And it slowly decays over 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. And so like, man, I had times where like my job's running me ragged, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that, whatever. I look forward to the cold months, because when I was up at Lifetime, I could just jump in the outdoor pool there. And then here, before they stopped, there's a time where they weren't heating the pool, where I could just jump and use a cold plunge. Amazing. So for a mood alone, I would do it. And then there's a bunch of studies, other things like they did a study where smoking cessation, so people trying to stop smoking cigarettes, tobacco, ice baths won against the other issues. Ice baths also won when they did a study testing the depression medicine against it. So it can be real good, real helpful. If you worry about things like overtraining or anything like that, yeah, ice is a great reset button. And so if they don't have the heat on this year, I'll probably have more fighters come here and jump in. It doesn't take a lot of time.
Do you think I should try like start lifting weights at all to like?
No.
Really?
I had this talk with Shay.
Just like compound lifts though, right?
Yeah. So the word we need to think about is training economy. So you are a fighter, you're not a weightlifter. Your sport is not weightlifting, your sport is fighting. And so you want to use weightlifting for the benefits, right? So when I look at you, the most important thing we can look at is your schedule and say, okay, this is how many days you have to train. And if I am ever taking a day away from fight to do for lifting, there has to be value there. So I like to explain it like with running. If you're a runner and you run 5 days a week, and you say, I want to get better, faster, whatever, longer, you might come to me and say, hey, I think I'm going to add a day number 6. And I'll say, okay, hold on, diminishing returns. Yes, you might get some benefit from going to 6 days a week, but now I'm starting to worry about overuse injuries. Like Devin got shin splints, Shay got shin splints, etc. I don't want your body to break down because you do the same thing too much all the time. We need to vary it up. And then specific to those people, adding the 6 day probably won't make them faster. If I add weightlifting to them, then it can help. Because first off, 9 out of 10 injuries that I see in the office, or just people that I train with, 9 out of 10 times, if they were stronger, the thing probably wouldn't have happened, or the chance of it happening is less. If your neck is weak and I clinch you and throw you around to those sweeps, if your neck is weak versus your neck strong, which one's getting hurt?
The weak neck.
Right? Mm-hmm. So let's reduce injuries before they're problems. And then when we talk about sport performance, if let's say we have you and then I've trained you for a month and then you went from having a 100-pound squat to a 200-pound squat, which is very realistic for your size in a 1 month training period, maybe 2 months, whatever. One guy squats 100 pounds, one guy squats 200 pounds. Who is going to have an easier time double legging and carrying the other guy?
Or squats.
Absolutely, and you can make a weight jump like that in 1 month, maybe a heart gain or 2, 3 months, etc. But
it helps with explosiveness, right?
You get what you train for.
Okay.
So we've got power, we've got strength. Strength is, can you move something from A to B? Power has a time factor involved of how fast did you move it, right? So doing the squat, yeah, there's power involved, but that's kind of strength. If I kind of jump, there's power. I don't really need to get into it right now, but basically they're very closely related, both of them, that if you're going to get one, you're going to get both. And so going back to training economy, I'm looking at you like an athlete, I'm saying, okay, first thing you do is you put in all the training that you can fit in your schedule, whatever gyms you're going to. Block that in there. And then we say, okay, what gaps do we have? And it would be amazingly valuable if you could lift weights 3 times a week, 30 minutes, which is very doable. If you can't do that 2 times a week, 30 minutes, that's kind of, we'll work with it, but 3 is a real good sweet spot. And the same thing I said to Shay, a push, a pull, a squat. And so we can push in the horizontal pathway, that's your bench press or push-ups or whatever. Pushing horizontally. We can push vertical, so that's your overhead press, dumbbell, barbell, whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. If you have no access to gym or whatever, we can talk about push-ups. We can talk about your feet on the wall, handstand push-ups, things like that. There's ways to figure this out. You can go and watch a bunch of YouTube calisthenics stuff. But are you challenge yourself pushing horizontal, pushing vertical, and then pulling horizontal rows, or laying back on something and doing some sort of inverted TRX row, and then pull-ups. Now we're pulling horizontal. And then for legs, squats and deadlifts.
With muscle, it'd be easier to cut weight too, no? Or no?
So what'll happen is, you said you're walking 65.
Nah, yeah, I'm fluctuating between 65 and
70, 65, not a big deal. We'll just give you monkeypox again, and then you'll cut the weight.
That's why I lost these 5 pounds. I'm in recovery.
I know, I get it. Now, before your fight, whether it's 4 weeks out or 2 weeks out, you'll have a period of time where you're trying to train twice a day for an amateur fight. And at that point, you're burning so many calories that it's almost impossible for you not to be getting close to that weight class. When a guy approaches me and says, hey, I want to fight, what weight class should I be at? I'll say, once you peaked your intensity of your training enough, you'll be so close to your weight class, it'll be obvious. Like when I'm training to fight, I will be so close to my weight class just because I can't possibly eat enough to not be. And then the last 5, if you're small, or 10, if you're moderate, pounds will be hydration. Let's throw your ass in a hot tub and then let you sweat it off. Talk about this also. She had a lot of the same questions because you guys are in the same boat. But you see it all the time from like the Rocky movies, and people still do this where like we'll put plastics on you, we'll put sweaters on you, we'll put you on a treadmill and you're running around to cut weight. And I'm like, the last thing I want to do before a fight is go put sweats on and run on a treadmill for 5 miles. Like, you're out of your mind? No. Sauna, hot tub. I like hot tub better. In a sauna, you're in a hot room, the whole body cooks, your head cooks, and your head being too hot is what makes people want to leave. That's why they put like a cold towel on their head or a hat or whatever. Hot tub, your neck's out of the water, we're cooking the rest of your body, and you don't know it because it's in the water, but you're sweating out a ton, and you can tell it because your fingers burn up. And so that's how I cut weight. I would do hot tub. I've got a buddy there chilling with me. He's talking to me, making sure I don't like fall asleep or die. So every once in a while, they'll slip in a question, like we're just chatting back and forth, and I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, what's your middle name? And I'm like, oh, it's this. Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, just to make sure you're like...
Make sure your brain's working.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you start to get a little quick, like, wait, what? These, the reason I'm hesitating, because it's like, all the questions that we use for like, is this guy dying, is what you use as like your secret word on your password stuff, like, what street did you grow up? What's your mom's name? So I'm lucky I didn't have any money to get scammed, because that would be an easy time to do it. But like, so what year were you born?
Yeah, I never cut weight for anything, because like when you wrestle when you're younger, you gotta cut weight, right? You gotta do that.
I felt I was very good at cutting weight because I went through that. So I had the techniques and the experience or wisdom to do it, but I feel like my body got good at it.
That's what Justin was saying. He's just like, it's already it was already rough.
Your body knows when it is. Yeah, and so you sweat off a ton.
That's probably like my biggest fear, like what I feel like trying to cut weight.
It's not bad. I've actually thought about having people do like a mock cut. I think whether it's associated with the mock fights or not, I think if you had a fight coming up, let's say you were fighting January 1st, I think around December 1st we do a little mock cut and see how we feeling down there. I think 10 pounds for you is no big deal.
I think I could do that.
I could probably throw you in a hot tub right now and do that. So you go hot tub until you're like, all right, F this, I need to get out of here. We tie you off, we weigh you in, and then we throw you in there's usually a hot tub next to a pool. We throw you in the pool, which feels like a cold pool, just for a second reset, like, oh, okay, I'm back, I'm good. Right back in the hot tub. And we just keep doing that until you're 1 pound out, and then usually you can float a pound before you get to the venue.
So you said next month you're gonna do the mock fight somewhere else.
This upcoming month, because I haven't networked yet, I don't have a place to go. I'll probably do it at Fight Club the same. And then the following month, because I'm gonna
make a poster or something. Because everybody comes in on Fridays, so just put one place, but make flyers that they can grab or something so people at least know.
If I have a venue that is good, then like a gym that we want to fight in or something, I like the cage. I could, but now because of the way that we're doing it, like if those two walls were just walls with mat, it wouldn't matter if it's cage or not. I like cage anyway, but that cage needs some work. It's divoted in.
It's so loose.
I was actually worried when you got that weird sweep when you land on your butt on the on that little pole, even though it's got a pad thing. The pad doesn't know part right now.
Yeah. I saw you check it. I was like, what are you checking?
Part of the cage was in it. I was popping it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few times when I first got taken out of the cage, I swear the cage was coming down. I swear the whole thing was coming down.
Yeah, it's flat. There's a time where like the bolts were rough, you had to re-drill or something like that, so it'd be like flapping.
Yeah.
So in the first mock fights, you actually see me holding the cage for a lot of people who hadn't trusted yet. Now it's okay. And he ended up fixing it up, and so you see me like in one of the things I'm like testing out, like throwing out it. Trying to keep injuries down. We ain't got time for someone to like catch their arm in a cage.
You're getting injured at the mock fight, so
yeah.
Unless you're Zach, I guess. But
he texted me like 5 minutes before the fight. He was literally, I know the people that bug me the most about getting a fight are the ones who can drop. And so maybe something legit came up. If his knee did feel not good, then he is wise for not doing it. But I didn't let him fight because it's been 2 months since he fought. He wanted to fight in the last one, and I was like, okay, do a lunge on both knees. He's like, I was like, you're not fighting. Get out of here, you idiot. So we still got some brain cells left in here.
Josh not fighting is funny, and pulling out is funny.
I was mad about it. Yeah.
That's good.
There's not a lot of stuff that makes me mad, but if it's like on a day where I'm doing all the things, like I have zero patience.
Everybody else is convinced he was fighting.
So to be fair to him, I put a lot of peer pressure into that because I knew that he was going to be kind of
You said you didn't even ask him, you just like told him, and he was like, okay.
I told everybody at the gym, hey, and I saw that maybe if he saw the reaction of the people wanting it, that would give them motivation to do it. But, so I definitely sprung it on him, but I gave him like a 2 weeks heads up. And he had all this ample time to back out. In fact, we did little MMA tune-ups. When I finished training you guys on Fridays, I went over there and
He said you forced him to do that. He was like everything was forced. I never agreed to the fight, but maybe he did.
So he had ample time to back out and be like, hey, not for me, etc. I definitely went the peer pressure route, but my thoughts are this. The world is going to give you opportunities to step up. And if you do step up, then the world will reward you with stuff. You gotta test the jiu-jitsu. Don't be over here coaching jiu-jitsu for so long and your jiu-jitsu has to work. Even if your focus is sport, every person that puts on a gi or even hits the mats or anything, even if your focus is sport, you need to be able to handle yourself in a real scenario.
That's why I want to fight the jiu-jitsu guys.
I hate seeing all these videos of jiu-jitsu guys, whether they take a fight or whatever, where you flick them in the nose once and everything's out the window. And I'm like, bro, you've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
You need to get your shit together. But at the same time, I felt fine doing the peer pressure route because I wasn't going to put him in a scenario where he's going to be outclassed or.
I thought you had some killers coming.
I wouldn't feed anybody to the wolves, and so that wasn't it. Josh versus Scott is actually a fair fight.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, maybe before we saw Scott go, if Scott would have
before
we
go, yeah. So let's talk about the Scott situation.
I didn't want to talk sad.
A month ago, I mean, he's pushing 60.
I know, it's just a cardio, that's all.
Well, let's talk about the cardio. A month ago, he watches the fights, and I actually was intentionally not involving him with the first mock fights to give him plausible deniability. Do you know what that means? Mm-hmm. If something goes down, I don't know about it, I can say, oh, I didn't know. So if there's any liability issue or this or that or whatever.
Are we all on waivers?
Everybody's on waivers. Waivers don't really do much in North Carolina, but like, people don't know that, which is why waivers work, because you're like, oh, I'm on a waiver. So, plausible deniability in case something goes up, not great, whatever. I would mitigate. I do everything in my power to mitigate any problem before it happens. So I didn't think, but just an extra line of defense, right? And I never said like, oh, don't come or anything like that. Just
kept it like it was a class. Yeah.
It's basically sparring. I just have a camera. So he showed up to the mock fight 3. He says, I like this. I want to get in. And I was like, you want a card? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Done.
He was loving the last one.
He loved the last one. It was great. It's also great for the gym too. There's a reason why we're talking about the gym. But so I said, okay, no problem. And then later, then we talked because my conversations are usually really quick. I was like, you should roll into the Friday classes, knock off a little rust, get a little cardio going. He's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Never came. And so 2 weeks out, I usually kind of poke on people and say, hey, we still good? Yeah. Okay. 1 week out, hey, still good? Yeah. All right, got something for you. Okay, cool. Short conversation, no big deal. So, and now when you think about when I have to match people up, I need to make a good match that's good for the politics, that's a good match that's actually a good match. And so I'm like, who do I let Scott fight? Because I don't want a situation where Scott just crushes whoever. And I don't want a situation where Scott gets crushed. And I'm like, okay, have the coaches fight, who can do this? And then I was thinking about Josh, and Josh originally talked about getting into some MMA stuff. He's the one who kind of started way back in the beginning of it. Around Mock Fights 1, he kind of had some talks about, oh, this and that, and I should come over there. And he used to come enroll in class a little bit. So I'm like, okay, that's in the menu. Having two coaches fight, they should have a level of control that is not going to get crazy. I don't think it's too drama. Also, the other thing is the totem pole. If Scott, since he's the owner of the gym, if he's the top of the totem pole, Josh always has something to say about maybe the way someone's coaching or this or that, or I do this and I do that, and that's fine. I expect that more from like people in their 20s. We're a little bit older now, so I'm like, all right. But if it's behind closed doors or like talking to coaches like this and that, hey, I would this and that. Like if I have a thing with Scott, like, yo, the cage is too loose. This is a problem. I just go straight to him and say, hey, cage is loose. What's the problem?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll get a drill. We'll re-drill the holes. Done. Got it. Right. Because he always knows my intention is, my cause is very clear. If I ask for new cleaning products and new mop heads and stuff like that, there's no argument there. Why do I want cleaning products? To clean the fucking gym, dog. Right? So he knows that since I'm always like, my focus is that. Everything I've done at the gym is like, how do I make this a better program? How do I get people better fighters? How do I?
That's probably the biggest issue with the gym, probably the cleanliness of the mats.
The number one thing that people have said. And it's gotten better lately. It's been pretty
Because
good.
anybody's 24. When we were at the bar on Friday, I'm just seeing all these. We were like knocking on the window telling people to take their shoes off the mats because people are walking in and walking all over the mats. So like, come on, man.
Very big challenge when you have a 24-hour gym. And so that's why I always clean the mats before anything I do, because I know what happened on it before. The only thing I could think he would do is I would just have massive, whether it's on the ground or on the walls, or no shoes on mat.
Just one side.
I would put it on any of the angles, like just something on the ground, or like a decal or something, like no shoes on that, or like the first inch of the mat or something like that. Something, but it's difficult to police, and it takes time and effort. But like they did an event where like there was a ton of college girls in there doing a big fitness thing. They had a really good thing where like there's 4 different stations. They breaking the board. You're went really well, and I'm like, brother, this place should have been spotless head to toe if you ever want to come back.
I think I saw that on Instagram. There's a lot of them.
If you hand a stinky glove to somebody, they won't come back. They might put it on and wear it, but as soon as they smell their hands, they're like, nah. So, gotta really do it. One of the things that keeps me from like owning my own gym, that's not on my list of things I want to do, but like, you'd spend so much time dealing with cleaning or hiring cleaners and stuff like that. All these new illegals coming over the border, like, yo, let me get some of that. Have some people cleaning?
Yeah.
Bruh.
So a lot of money that it is. I see that's why he does it himself though.
Everything's big. He used to have a lady that came in. I think some Brazilian lady that would handle it, and people said it was real good. But
Eric and Demi, that was a good fight.
Eric's got to be he's got to be main event next time. I think.
That was the main event for me. That was my main event because
the Scott it flopped.
It did.
So
I didn't know about the Scott thing. Demi, I hang out with Demi outside of, so it was my main event because I've been hearing about it all week. He was hurt that he got called out by Eric.
I love it, man. It's so good. Yeah, but my point is that Scott had all these opportunities to jump in the MMA class and get a little cardio up and just a little cardio. I was talking to some people before that like didn't know him because I thought people were gonna leak that Scott's fighting. And I want to be like a surprise. I feel like he's gonna go hard for 30 seconds and then just.
He looked so intense when it started. He was so intense.
He goes super intense, like self-defense, life or death. Like he can flip the switch, but 30 seconds. And then you got Wes, the Energizer Bunny, who I think Wes
he did so good.
That was Wes' best fight. I actually thought he was gonna be maybe timid and be like, oh, black belt, even though they rolled a bunch and all that. I thought he was going to be intimidated. Wes did his best performance he's done.
That was great.
Yeah.
Wes's wrestling is solid.
So let me remind a little bit. So Josh backs out last minute. And I say, I go to Scott and I was like, hey, bad news, Josh backed out. You're fighting me. And he goes, no. And he goes, every time that we grapple, I feel like I've been hit by a truck for a week. And I was like, well, good news, we're just going to do an expo. You do some stuff, I do some stuff, back and forth, show some techniques, judo throws, etc. Back and forth. He's like, no, I'll just do it next week. I'm like, no, you're fighting tonight. We're going to make it. And then Wes heard me talking. He goes, I'll fight him. And I go, yes. Because I like that's not a bad match. Every match I have made, with exceptions of just like when I need to fit people on the card, has been something where you don't know how it's gonna go. Yeah. And that's how every fight should be.
Weston really impressed me with his control.
The control was good. The game plan was good. Wes fought like Wes should fight. In fact, he wasn't flinching.
That's why I want to fight him. He looks so good.
I think if you fight Wes, it might look like the last fight.
But if he gets my legs, he might calm down. I don't know. Everybody wants to fight me next month, but like I want to mix in some new people.
Yep, I need fresh blood.
Or Tanner. Tanner's the only one I want to fight.
I thought I had him, man.
I thought you did too. I saw him doing the work.
He came in and did it, and he had a good time. And what I'm really good at as far as coaching is that, like, if you're a jits guy, I make you comfortable transitioning over, that you're getting the techniques and you're feeling good about it. Because I'm in there, a couple punches, show the defenses, boom, I get somewhere, I let him get me a thing, I was like, okay, what'd you do from here? Then so he'd go and do the arm lock and go this or the sweep or that, and I'm like, okay, reset, do it again, blah, blah, blah. So I'm showing them how what they have already is useful, because my goal is, let's say you're fighting a week, how do I get from right now to useful right now? That doesn't mean teach jiu-jitsu A, B, C, D all the way to Z. We don't have time for that. I need to get you from now what you got to being useful. Same thing with wrestling. That's what I did when I was at UNC. We had all these wrestlers, they finished the NCAA tournament, and they would say, yo, I'm in shape right now, I want to fight now. And I'd say, okay, throw me a punch. And it'd be everything from like, okay, that's decent, to like just the ugliest thing ever. If it hits you, it'd knock you on your ass, but like, so okay, all right, how much time do we have? And one guy would say, I'm gonna leave. One guy would say, I have 2 months. And I'm like,
if you know some wrestlers, you should probably just bring in some wrestlers.
This is back in the day.
I'm saying, you know some wrestlers now though.
I need to meet people now. Everybody I know is moved and stuff. That was that.
One of these days you gotta go to the Elevate Sunday wrestling class. It's free.
Yeah.
It's open mat, and that's what Justin texted me to go to. I don't go because it's in Durham, but there's some good wrestlers, and they be like traveling and wrestling. They're good.
Yeah, my goal, barring any like injury or whatever, I really just need the elbow pad, a little bit of cardio, but that can be the cardio.
Your cardio might save you. You be getting tired,
bro. When I went to, there's a couple practices where UNC actually let me jump into like their actual practices.
When?
Back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like 2015. Okay. And so the way it works in college is you can't have anybody at any sport practice if they're not literally staff, because they'll say, oh, you got too many coaches, wrestling, football, etc. But if it's a holiday workout, it's not mandatory, it's mandatory. But it's a holiday workout. And so old wrestlers will come that alumni will come, et cetera, et cetera. And so they would bring me in there. And I was surprised I was able to handle a lot and like they keep up. If it was like a straight like massive competition, then like I get wrecked. But like I was able to keep up and do my thing. But at the end, I'm like, there was a moment where I was literally looking for my phone, like, do I have my emergency contacts in the phone? Because I might have a heart attack. And I was in fight shape. I was in fight shape at the time.
And that was just wrestling practice?
Just wrestling. And like it was mostly like the actual wrestling. We weren't doing like calisthenics and running around and all that.
No, wrestling.
There's nothing like it.
I swear, like nothing like jiu-jitsu, striking, anything. Just straight wrestling for pins, bro, makes me so tired.
Wrestling with strikes is worse though. If they don't let you have fun,
like when you say like, you mean on the feet, like with that part, or on the ground?
Both. So up and down and up and down and up and down. So you're throwing hands, I take down on you. If I let you get back up or you get back up on your own, and you're still throwing hands and back and forth and back and forth, there's something about the transition from the standing fighting to the ground fighting and back and forth that just cooks people.
It gets me being on the ground and then standing back up. That's when I feel it the most. Like, like getting up from like any type of wrestling, I finally get up and I'm like, wow, I'm tired.
Yeah. When at the same time you could have done all the sparring stand-up stuff the entire time, and like you get a workout in, but you're like, all right, we're good. It's the up and the down. And so going forward, since I'm going to be seeing people less,
Yeah, that's bad news.
yeah, he's trying to change stuff up. What am I going to do? I think what I probably should have done is if I put the Tuesday, Thursday in the black mat with the cage and made it more of a kind of cage thing, I think that could have been, but it was kind of confused from the start because like, okay, Tuesday sparring, but
it was kickboxing sparring.
Tuesday was supposed to be kickboxing sparring. I was like, well, I don't want to really teach kickboxing. I can, but I really want to do more. And he's like, yeah, makes it. I'm just leaving it on the schedule because if people signed up and there was this many kickboxing classes, if there's less classes, it could be a reason for them to be like, oh, I signed up because there was this many kickboxing classes.
So the one dude's about to teach all 4 days now, and he's gonna be the only other teacher other than Sean. That's the boxing coach's name.
Sean boxing, Eileen, I think she still does some stuff on like weekends.
And Scott teaches jiu-jitsu.
Scott jiu-jitsu, Josh jiu-jitsu. I thought they were possibly maybe they already did. I think they used to have lunch jiu-jitsu all the weekdays, and I don't remember if they were going to get rid of it all or just they got rid of Wednesday. I think. I think lunch jiu-jitsu is Tuesday or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So I think they dropped like Wednesday, Friday. But originally, when I offered more classes to Scott, I said, "Hey, let me do 7 a.m.s or like 7:30s," and he's like, "Okay, let me think about it." And the next day he came back and he was like, "Hey, I need somebody like this week to pick up the 5:30s." So I was like, 5:30 is a rough time slot for people to get there, for me to get there.
It's the worst one.
It's the worst one. Everybody rolls in at 6, and then I thought, okay, I got 30 minutes to make this look right. So, but the reason I got put in there is because the last guy just fights would break out. So, but I think the last guy did better, and I think it was a higher population going there. So,
Probably have to check out hometown since you're gonna start.
I'm not trying to coach anywhere though. Coaching kind of sucks. If you think about like money wise, it's not worth the time because you have to think. For me to leave this building and get there, at least 15 minutes.
The only thing you get out of it is a free membership, right? That's the only thing you get out of it.
I can basically use that space whenever I want, as long as stuff's not there. So if I want to do my own lifting or film a video, or I do a lot of acrobatic stuff. And so if it's like raining like this, well, okay, we'll go there when it's open and just goof off or whatever. The Friday stuff. I think I bring equal or more value there. But like I used to say, me and the boys, we used to just get down by Chewy's in the fake grass. And I just had everybody there, but I was like, the entire time I was like, man, I wish I had mats and I wish I had walls or cages. Because even though it's fake grass, they compacted the earth so hard underneath there that if anybody gets taken down with force, not good times.
Yeah.
You're not in the grass, it's worse. Like when you walk, it feels like concrete. So everybody has to be super gentle on that. And I really only trust myself to take down like that. But then when we go cave, I take the hard shit. You run from me, you run the whole space. And if we do jits, we had to wear like sweatshirt, sweatpants because the fake grass will just burn you. But with sweatpants, it's fine. So for coaching stuff, it was good. For sparring, not so great. Unless we're only doing stand up. I might eventually get like a mat that rolls up and bring it up. But that's only good for like coaching one-on-ones. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out that Tuesday class just to see if I can get some spar. I just feel like he's gonna have them all doing. He's gonna like see us spar for a second, and then he's like, "Nah, you guys can't spar. You gotta do basics." Which I could see him doing.
There's value in that.
It is like I don't.
The only thing that would piss me off is if they switch that class to a fundamentals class, which is literally what I asked for like.
And then they make Thursday sparring or something.
I don't think they do that. Maybe
I hurt your Fridays. Most of the people that come on Fridays don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
And that's why it's good that Fridays is like that open day.
You gotta think about it from Scott's point of view though. He's like, okay, getting people in the building is one thing, but also he needs to get memberships. And so people only show up on the Fridays. It's not a negative, but you never know. There's a bunch of floating people who are like, okay, if this gym over here has an open Monday, and this gym over here has an open Wednesday, and this gym has an open Friday. Like I've been super broke when I was in my 20s.
Dude, that means the floater, bro. If I need to know where the open gyms are, he's gonna get me right.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not gonna hit him up and see because
he goes to every gym. Like the Arrowhead thing, like they're really new. And like the jiu-jitsu looks pretty good.
How far is Arrowhead from here? They're just jits.
They do some striking, but like, they don't pay much attention to it. They seem to just be jits guys, but they're fighting. I think it's bucked up in Cary, so probably 30 minutes from here.
Cary has some world champ Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy from Brazil came out there and set up, and he might be like the
G13, right?
That one.
That's where our boys go. That gym is freaking good. They won all the competitions too.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah. It's crazy that like some world champ just shows up like one city over. Like,
G13 is like a good champ.
yeah. I was surprised. I don't have this verified, but I think Fight Flow had more team points than Gracie Raleigh at the last jiu-jitsu thing. But you never know. Maybe they just didn't have any guys show.
Great, like Gracie Raleigh, because I just found out that there was like 3 Gracie gyms with different names, and none of them are affiliated.
It where? Local or what?
All in Raleigh. There's Gracie Raleigh. There's like Gracie Raleigh Academy, and then there's Carey Gracie Raleigh Academy, or no, Carey Gracie Academy.
And they're not all franchised or
not affiliated. They're all their own thing. That's what Richie was telling me, because he goes to the academy one in Raleigh, and I was like Gracie Raleigh. He's like, no affiliation. Like, he was breaking it down.
Yeah, that can be confusing easily. To my knowledge, Gracie Raleigh is through the Hoist Gracie Network, which is and should be affiliated. I don't know if that changed, but that's what it was when it opened up. To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure it is. When I first started fighting in North Carolina, the big fight team was Team Rock, ROC, Reality of Combat. And so we had the first black belts in North Carolina straight under Hoist Gracie. He literally gave him the belt. And Fort Bragg was big because we had Modern Army combatants there. So our fight guys were there, and they coached the Modern Army combatants. And you get all these military guys through, so you're constantly getting fresh blood and students and the whole deal. And they literally wrote the book on Modern Army combatants. I have the book. And it's all our guys, and then the only difference is I have a plastic gun on my hip and you have a plastic gun on your hip, and we both have plastic guns. But it's all jiu-jitsu, it's all the techniques, it's cool, we'll bring it someday. But, so Team Rock kind of spread and had all these satellites. So Raleigh was the biggest satellite. I trained at Chapel Hill, then I became the Chapel Hill location, and different spots, Hillsborough, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're all in the same network. And when fights came down, we would all congregate to Raleigh, and everybody would show up. Everybody had fights, and you could walk in the gym, you could smell testosterone in the air, and just people just hitting pads a little different. And half of it was a fight gym, and half of it was a CrossFit, because back in the day, CrossFit was paying on bills. Just more people in there, etc. Every fighter freaking broke, because why be fighters, right?
It sucks.
100%. That's why I ended up that's why I stopped coaching and went to school. It was like everybody I trained was so broke. No one can pay me.
I'm pretty broke. It's the game.
You're in the age now where you're supposed to be broke and you're supposed to be fighting it out. Figured out having this experience.
Yeah, I didn't go to college. I was like, I'm pretty young. I'm like chasing dreams.
If I went back, I wouldn't. I picked a career that suited me well, but like everybody I know in healthcare right now is trying to like dip out of it. I get people all the time like, oh, your job's so great. How can I? I was like, wait until they figure out the student debt thing. I cannot. When my teachers went to school, it was damn near free to get a degree, and then when I went to school, $250,000, $250,000 is how much it costs to be PT, Chiro, MD. And then MDs even get more expensive because they do more schooling and like residencies and stuff or whatever it is. On and on. It's probably even more. It might be $300,000 to $350,000 for someone to go be a PT right now. And so
expensive,
bro. And then average salaries are actually lower now than when I left. So you can be a unique thing and like maybe your business does well, but like if you look at state averages and stuff, which I always watch, bro, the math doesn't work out.
It doesn't. That's why I didn't go.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it gives you something to do.
That's a huge statement there, man. Something to do is such a big piece of why people go. Like, hey, it's the party. I want to be at the party. And something to do. I don't know what to do with myself. Maybe here, maybe that. I'll figure it out. I'm not against undergrad because undergrad's actually pretty cheap. Go to a state school. People think state school, whatever. UNC is a state school. It's one of the best schools in the world, not just the country, the world, statistically wise. It's a top 10 research institution, and all the metrics and everything. Yeah, so I barely paid a dime for UNC. Just got like a little grant or something like that, and we were good to go. It was only grad school that had all those costs to it.
Yeah.
And then you got the opportunity cost of, you know what opportunity cost is? It's a good word to know, good phrase. If I buy this, I can't buy that, right? So if I buy this hamburger, I can't go buy that soda or whatever. So it's I'm losing the opportunity of the other thing. So the opportunity cost in this case is if I go to school for 4 years, even if I pay zero on it, I paid 4 years on that. I could have worked at FedEx and made 30 grand or whatever, which, you know, kind of low level job. But 30 grand times 4 years, 30 times 4, etc. That's a chunk of change. That's not nothing. So even if you don't have the school costs, you have that. And so if you go to like medical school or whatever, that's 4 more years. So now we got 8 years of not making a lot of money and then doing that. So then people forget that so much. And then at investing, but I would lean into stuff like, look at jobs that like computers can't take. Like fighting right now, if you have some talent in that and something you really want to push into, that's an option.
I gotta go to the UFC. That's the dream. I'm gonna be the UFC champ, and you all will remember.
There's people that I've trained that have gotten to those levels. And so there's no reason why not you. The biggest thing you have to look at is like, what's your schedule? Like when I was 20, I was training 6 days a week, and depending on what I come up, 2 a days, and then the gaps, I'm getting my lifting in those little 30-minute things. And there's more opportunities now, there's more knowledge now, etc. Just use this time if you have more free time to really get serious about it. But you gotta look and be like, all right, do I wanna sit on my butt and smoke weed and chill, or train? And even if we're talking amateur, I say this all the time, you will fight someone who's training like a pro with a pro, with pros. I train with pros. Tim Kennedy came by and beat everybody up when he was in Raleigh. This is the guy I'm training with. So if I can not die while fighting Tim Kennedy, who's literally at the UFC at the time, if I go fight you, yeah, he's great style too. Really good to watch. He's one of the best people to watch for like tactical fighting. His job is to close the distance, get on you, get up to position, and either knock you out with vicious ground and pound, that's some of the best, or take a submission. Very tactical, you know what he's gonna do, and he's hitting it on people. But I got a picture where I'm like just covered in blood from fighting.
And I think training with pros is big. Like I definitely need to get into that. Training with some pros.
Training with pros, definitely, because when you spar like, oh, this is different.
That's just all I'm looking for.
And training with amateurs, you're not losing skill level, but like you're not operating. Like if you fight with someone who's flinchy a lot, it's gonna make you have bad reactions, so you're kind of look shitty. And then when you fight a pro, you have to react right, so you'll look better when you spar too.
But like I feel the difference like sparring like my normal sparring than when I was sparring. I got Gavin there and shit. Like that's good work. Stuff I need right there.
There's levels. You gotta be able to flip that switch.
There's levels.
Yeah,
that's the main thing to the game.
Feel
like,
it.
There's levels.
You feel like somebody takes you down, like Wes takes you down. You're like, okay, yeah, all right, got it. And then Javon takes you down.
Yo, when he shot, I was like, wow, like
fast.
I threw my punch and I thought I hit him, but he was like around my legs or around my waist, and I was like, I had no chance to do anything.
There's guys that shoot faster than you punch.
Nah, his shot fast.
Yeah, and they shoot with intent. When they get there, they're not surprised. Oh my gosh, I got in. Surprise! What do I do now? I didn't think I was gonna get here. There's no hesitation. They're in, and you're in the air. And while you're in there, you're like, you know what?
Like I had no chance to get any defense until my butt was already on the ground. That's when the defense started.
Yeah. The other thing too is if you ever end up shooting on these guys, if I shoot on somebody and I'm like 80% of the way there, they're going down. However, if you shoot on someone with like a college level wrestler kind of stuff, it is not done until it's 100% done. So you might shoot on a guy like Javon, maybe you catch him by surprise, his ass touches the mat, he will bounce up like magic and he will be back on his feet. And they will constantly keep fighting until you're 100% on the takedown.
Yeah, I watched this
That's
guy
the
on
difference.
YouTube, Giorgio, like take me down for $1,000. You see that guy? Yeah, he's good. That's what watching him. Yeah.
I would go against him, man. I don't know.
I don't think he took
I'm not
bad.
impressed.
He's
not
good.
impressed.
He's good.
He hasn't gone against anybody that would be impressive.
He went against one good wrestler, but he didn't take him down. It was close, but they didn't take Giorgio down.
To defend a takedown is easier than to do it. You never know. They're also on like sand and beach and stuff.
And he's always wearing wrestling shoes, and sometimes those guys get socks and stuff.
Wrestling shoes is huge. It's actually one of the reasons I don't shoot a lot of doubles anymore. Because the black mat has a lot of grip to it, but other mats you just kind of slip a little bit on sweat and have no penetration, go nowhere.
How do I not get mat burn when I sprawl?
It's not about sliding and burning your feet. We'll teach you.
I got a battle on my knee from shit. I was freaking that first sprawl. My knee just.
Yeah. So with someone smaller than you, you're being nice. You're being on your knees and being heavy on your knees, so that's hard to avoid. But when you sprawl against someone your size or someone bigger, your knees do not touch the mat.
Maybe that's
you're so low that like the baby hairs of your knees are touching the mat, but there's zero weight. You're never indenting the mat with your weight. I'm like tippy toes when I'm sprawling on people.
I never got the mat burn before.
It sucks, right? You take a shower, it sucks.
Dude, it sucked, but like I was probably just doing what I was supposed to, keeping weight up our knees, I guess. But nah, that sucked.
Yeah, if you sprawl on somebody who's smaller than you, can rip their shoulder out. Because I haven't had ample time to teach it because we've just been kind of getting in the double leg. If I shoot on you and you sprawl, I do not want to be stuck in this position with your weight on my head and my shoulders in a forward position. You need to learn to let that go and either transition to a body lock or something else, or let it go. You don't want to. You're not going to get it back from here. You know, so people need to learn what not to reach for, what not to chase.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Should have been more in the future. This is a little bit of a long one because we had a bunch of fights to get through.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just like, who do you think I should fight? As a mock fighter, everybody wants to fight me. Demi really wants to fight me, but I don't want to fight Demi. I'm gonna win. I'll fight Daniel again. I really want to fight West, but if we can get Tanner in, but if you can get some random guys.
Seeing you fight Demi would be funny because I know you're eventually gonna take him down at least once.
I told Demi I was gonna take him down multiple times every round.
Could be, I believe it. I'm very disappointed in his cardio recently because if you want to bang, at least bring cardio.
He gets too excited. I think he just gets too excited when he's throwing much. Like Eric should have took him down a lot, just overcommitting a lot. And Eric should have wrapped him up.
Eric needs to protect his face. Eric took a lot of shots in the Demi fight that he shouldn't take, and I was like,
He drops his hands so he gets comfortable.
Let's learn it now before we get into too much trauma because you're taking hits that you shouldn't take.
For sure.
Even though Demi had a level of control,
Eric was stinging him up with that jab though.
Yeah. When Eric takes a couple punches, you can kind of see the frustration in his face a little bit, and I'm giving you guys opportunities to grow. You notice when I ref, I do nothing. I do as close to nothing as possible. Every once in a while, something's too much of a crack or this or that, but like I'm really trying to just let you guys do your thing. People over ref all the time.
I'm always the one. You guys are cracking, bring it down.
Yeah. But I try to do just the minimal amount and just let Eric take a couple jabs in the face and let him feel some kind of way because those emotions come like yo, and then you're like, oh no, I'm gonna fight.
Maybe we can get Javon in or something. I just want someone that would be fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on the menu for you. So like that white kid wrestler friend that shows up randomly.
I got him. I just think I got him.
You can't just sprawl because going the other way. A good wrestler, he expects you to sprawl and he's ready to go.
He's gonna turn that corner, yeah.
So you need to answer for that. There's a bunch of different options. Yeah, I don't set my heart on anything because as soon as I do, someone's gonna no-show.
Not even because I was convinced Tanner was coming until the last week. I was like, oh.
I don't know if Tanner and you is gonna be a good thing because
he could finish it really quick or it could be super entertaining.
He could literally just pressure on the cage, the heel hook takedown I do on you, or the heel lift takedown, and then just like
you guys are underestimating me.
You'll never get anywhere.
You guys are underestimating me.
Or you get excited and crack him once, and then he just pops you. He's a good boy. He wouldn't do it. Like,
no, because I like Tanner. I'd be nice. I literally would just. I don't want to hit anyone hard. I want to hit him a lot. I just like jab, right hand, just circle the whole time.
I wonder what the weight of Abe is. The tall, skinny Arab kid.
He used to come a lot.
Yeah, he's actually got a good strike.
Back when it was Hawk's class, he used to come a lot.
I thought that Jared fight would be a little more competitive, but Jared actually knew how bad his cardio was the last time, and so he spent the last 2 months doing some treadmill.
I fight Jared. That's a good one. I knew how that fight was gonna go because I knew Abe's got.
I think you'll kick Jared once, and then you'll never get off your back.
I think I could stop.
Because he keeps his hands low. You'll catch him when he does the hair flick. I keep getting.
I would punch him every time he does that. I was yelling at him every time he flips his hair. Punch him. I hate that.
I told him that too. I said, get some little man bun thing or something.
He's trying to
look
pretty.
I was telling him, no, his hair's in his eyes.
Bro, why doesn't he just tie it up? Like a hair tie is easy access.
But I'm just like, so I told him, I was like, if you have the hair flip, get out of range and flip the hair. Don't just stand in striking range and flip it, because like I would crack you. He used to not have the long hair. That's new.
I was telling that kid to hit him with the right hand every time.
Just boom,
crack. He wouldn't do it.
Come on.
Jared, Abe, he doesn't have any draft.
I think Jared and Zach are gonna fight again. Who can go at that size? Unless it's me fighting Jared and we fought a ton. That'd be boring for him.
I don't know. I think skill is it just gets somebody decent and they put him in a good fight to those guys. Yeah. Like if Abe had a little takedown defense, that could have been better. But his striking used to be really good. He took a long time off because he's a kid. He's a senior in high school, but he took a long time off. Yeah.
I like his response to what was a bad matchup. First off, I had a match who was there and all that, so I'm doing what I can. But it was a bad matchup, and he still had a good response to it. He still had a lot of fighting. So it was also good. A day before, I went over like basic wrestling defense and stuff like that. Like,
was he there on Thursday?
Maybe it was Thursday, one of those days before, maybe Tuesday. Maybe it was the last Friday, I don't remember. But like, I'm like, because I told him the mock fights, he was like, yeah, I went in. I was like, okay. whatever you do, you're gonna need this. So we just worked on it. Just the zombie drill, move away from me, or just different things and how to kind of get some sprawls and use his length.
His control got a lot better. That kid used to crack back in the day.
Yeah, he's one of the better guys.
No, yeah, he joined when I joined, but he lives in Clayton.
Yeah, it's not good.
And he said there's just no gyms over there.
Yeah, I get that.
No, yeah, he's good. Gotta give him some wrestling.
I'll show you the girls that are supposed to do the ring girl and the interviews.
If they come.
I knew they weren't gonna come this time.
It was storming and stuff.
No, they told me they couldn't make this one. They told me they could make the next one. That's why I was trying to get those girls from the gym to do it. And I'm just trying to involve everybody. They're probably tired of me asking them to do stuff, but trying to involve everybody as much as possible also delegates work off of me, so I can just focus on one thing. Because I don't even want to ref. I want to get someone like Jared or maybe the other coach in there to ref it, so I can sit back and do commentary.
Yeah, Sean said he's gonna hop in the next one. You can get a match for that one.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just tune up. Who am I gonna match Sean with?
Exactly. That's why we gotta get some people in here.
Yeah. No, I think we're good.
Dude,
I'll just
I
if you show me to the Fridays, and I can just tune them up a little bit, man. God, I'm grabbing so much. But dude, my whole shoulder's just like.
That's what happens when you're 40.
Nah, I mean, I don't think it's that age related. I had a bunch of patience today, and so I'm working on people. But Sean will be interesting. That's something people want to
They
see.
say, yeah, that's something people want to see.
Ooh, I'd imagine.
Exactly.
Because like I box with
unless
him.
you get in there, take him down.
So I went straight boxing with him, and his boxing obviously is good. And so if we just went in a straight boxing, we weren't going hard, but like we were being competitive. In a straight boxing match, not great. If you give me anything like kicks or MMA or anything like that, no, I got it. But I don't think it would be entertaining for him and I to do a boxing match.
I don't think.
And his whole point of coming over is to do something different.
He wants an MMA fight because he said he used to roll around and do all that. So
I think if he just hangs out on the Fridays, even if it's like 15 minutes.
I wish I was just a little bigger. Just a little bigger.
He's got good control. He's actually got real good control.
I'll do it for the cause, but like
that could be.
I'll do it.
That could be the thing.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
But if I was a little bigger, I'd fight everyone.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he's down, because I feel like he'd probably want somebing more fun, more of a challenge, just because I'm so small.
It would be.
But I hit him a lot. Like,
and there's a chance. Yeah, if you make the legs, always make him worry about the legs. Then your boxing will start to work. But like I said, he's got real good boxing, but he's got boxing. So he's down here, so you have to show him why that's not going to go.
Because as soon as I'm kicking him.
Yeah, so as soon as those hands are there, get him out of that. When I'm boxing, we were doing some short boxing, so I'm like, I can't hit shit because everything's covered up.
That's why I hate boxing Key.
Yeah. Key started with me from zero, from nothing.
His boxing got so pretty.
He's a boxer now. His boxing better than mine now.
He got so pretty.
Yeah. He's got a fight. He fought Saturday.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
I gotta get him on the pod.
Did he win?
I don't know the details
because I forgot he told me he was taking another fight. Like because I talked to him after his last fight that he had lost, and he said he was hopping another one. So I hope he won this one.
Fights are like women. The fastest way to get over one is to get under
another one.
Well, when I had just graduated college or right around that age, you know that song "Girls Like Buses"? Miss one, next 15, one coming. I used to sing that to friends when they were having problems.
Nah, yeah, he definitely had a good mindset about losing his first fight.
Yeah, just get on the grind. Okay, this is what the level is. We got to meet it. It's always rough when you see someone who put in all that work. We saw all the work he did over there with the boxing. We saw all the times he came in with us in the sparring.
But that could just be the fight for the things. You gotta just put him because of other places. But you guys are likable.
Sean took him far. It's good. You always try to expand.
He puts in a lot of work though.
It comes down to your schedule. At the end of the day, of the week, whatever, you look at your schedule and you're like, how much am I filling up? You know, and that's what it is. But you fighting Sean, it might be interesting because he's got good control. So the weight class is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You might have more grappling than him by now, but I don't know if we knock off the rust, you might have it in there. You never know.
He said he's not really worried about getting taken down. He said he used to dabble.
He's gonna be all right. Yeah.
Nah.
I think you have enough feet that you might be able to you never know. But also he's gonna have strategy, and so a lot of guys show them with techniques and tactics, but they don't have a game plan and strategy.
I think I'd wrestle for the whole month, get good at wrestling, and then just catch him off guard. As soon as he starts getting comfortable, I'm gonna take him down.
I wonder, am I going to ref that or am I going to corner you and then Keyshawn handles him?
That could be a little main event right there.
But the problem is, who would ref it? Because we all know how I'm gonna ref it.
Jared.
I should have let Jared ref at least once this time.
Jared seems like a good ref.
He also had to dip out after his fight too. So. Yeah.
I want him to fight. I want him to get a challenging fight. So it's got to be Zach.
I think him and Zach, now that he's got cardio. I think that's why he did all that cardio.
He wanted that rematch because he got hit a lot. He got so tired.
Yeah, at the end, I almost stopped it.
I thought he's on the cage.
He wasn't getting hurt, so I didn't stop it. Because I told Zach, I was like, if you want to finish the fight, get a submission. Don't crack anything, but like get a submission with safety.
Zach hit so damn hard.
He was just doing these little.
I know he was hitting him hard though. I knew it was.
I don't know. I didn't feel it.
Bro, Zach's got that power. Maybe it's because
He's just got a long reach, so you're kind of reaching into like a stiff arm bone, so it feels.
I swear I feel all 210 pounds when I'm sparring him. That's why I be kicking him.
Maybe he's nicer against me. Maybe he's gonna crack.
Nah, you be hitting kind of hard. Like when
You walk in stuff.
When it's time, I'd be feeling it. I'd be like, damn, let me chill. Let me bring it down.
I don't think I did anything to the head. Plus, I got the big ass gloves on there. It's a pillow on that thing.
Dude, your head kicks, man. Even if you block him, it's like, fuck, I just gotta get out of the way of this.
Yeah, you gotta move. But that's the way to go. I throw it more of a up.
It's just, yeah, it's
it clips. I don't bring it over. I just get it up
The
there.
first time I sparred you question mark kicked me, I was so pissed.
I think I might have seen you do that to somebody else and I was like, this somewhere.
Nah, yeah, you got me and it was good too, and I was like, never again.
Dude, Shay question mark kicked the shit out of like 5 people.
Bro, Shay's good.
Yeah.
Shay's good.
Alright, let's wrap it up. We're gonna save more for next time. I need to get Eric on here. I'm trying to get everybody on here. I just
You might have to sit down with Demi for 20 minutes. That would be pretty good.
Bruh. Everybody's on the list. There's nobody I'm trying to dodge. And the main thing is because right now I want to spend the least amount of time editing.